Hey, hey, and hey, all you rock stars, what is really going on? You are indeed on the winning walk with Christina, and no, I'm not crying, but the sun is right there next to me, and it's kind of hitting me in my eyes. Uh, but I hope y'all are having a good day. Here in America, it's election day, and if you so choose to exercise your right to vote, get out today. But as you go out, show patience and grace with everybody because, hey, Happy Mac, what's going on? This is the crunch time all the way up until I guess 7 or 8 p.m. when the polls close. It's gonna be it's gonna be repercussions and consequences if you don't have patience. I'm sure the lines are probably like long and stuff. If you're gonna vote, the smartest thing to do is as soon as early voting starts, get in there. And but today, if you're there today and your company lets you get off to vote and all of that stuff, take advantage of that, what have you, and pack you a little extra patience. Just kind of hanging out today, and I'm in a different place. I walked a little bit further today, and let me flip y'all around. But I'm in a different shopping center today. I went by Wally World and walked and picked up a few things. But it's so gorgeous and so nice out here. I just decided to I just decided to get out and move. Now that I am, now that I'm free as a bird again. Got the axe yesterday at my job. Boss said, get your stuff and get out. So I'm out. I am out. But yeah, we do our part. We pray. And we step aside and we let the Lord have his way. We have our convictions. We vote the best we know how as we see fit. And we step aside and let the Lord have his way. We step aside without any fear or anxiety or any of the stuff that I'm seeing people exhibit now. Even after they voted, they're still just extremely nervous, extremely anxious. Well, what if my candidate doesn't win? What if they don't win? Jesus is still king. Jesus is still king. Jesus is still king. God is still sovereign. If your candidate does not win, God can work through them because God gives the breath of life. And without it, neither your candidate, my candidate, or no candidate will stand a snowball's chance anyway. God can work through what we would consider a wicked king, or he can work through the candidates if we don't get who we wanted. God can still work through to get stuff done, and he will. He will. He will. God's still sovereign. Hope is not lost if your candidate don't win. You need to focus your trust back on God. Hi, Adarsh, how are you? Yes, I am American. I am European and I am an American. I have dual citizenship. So I get to vote and all of the things American citizens get to do. But I'm also European. I was born in England, so I share a dual citizenship between the two nations. But y'all, it might get a little noisy because I'm going down the side of as you can see, very busy street, and you might not be able to hear me at times. Plus, the wind is blowing and stuff. But I'm not gonna walk all the way down this street. I'm gonna turn off into one of our neighborhoods so it won't be so loud. But yeah, I got the axe yesterday, and I feel some type of way about it. I really do. I expected it because of the way the company is going, and I'm not gonna badmouth the company or any of that, or badmouth my boss, but I'm gonna be real about it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you helping your mom clean up? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so she's coming back. Well, praise God. And good on you for helping your mom do stuff. Yeah. She'll appreciate that once she gets back to the house. She really will. It's it's a lot when you're dealing with stuff. But what a blessing you are to your mom. That's wonderful. Really is, and it's a blessing that God will give you that He may not give anybody else. When you honor, that's what honor your father and mother is about. Honor doesn't mean necessarily obey. Honor is when you can do stuff for your parents that is somewhat of an inconvenience to you, but you know that they'll reap the benefits of it. You're not able to pay back your parents for all they do for you, but in ways like what you're doing, Happy Mac, you're honoring them. And God is pleased with that. And there's always a great reward when you honor your parents. Because it's not always easy to do. It's not always convenient, but there's always a fantastic payoff for it. So I honor you for honoring them. Oh, very, very, very good. Hey, Ohana, how are you? How are you? Mahalo for coming. I appreciate you so, so much, much, much more than you know. And I pray that you're doing well. I really, really do. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know about that, Happy Mac. My mom would have been a hoarder for all the things that she was able to find and stuff, but she kind of was a hoarder with a distribution tactic that worked. I'll put it like that. She could get her hands on most any and everything. If you take her to any Walmart or any grocery store or any of that sort of stuff, she could talk the price down on any and everything. Take her to any store. She just could negotiate like nobody's business. And she would just come home with a station wagon full of stuff. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with all this stuff? And she would diligently have people, okay, this is going to Dorothy now, this is going to Joe, this is going to Vita. She would outfit all of her sisters, all of their kids, my grandma, the people on her job. I mean, everything she bought had a name on it that she kept in her mental Rolodex. She knew who was going to get what. And so that's what she always did. Her hands was always open. If you made the mistake of telling my mom you needed something, she was going to she was going to get it to you one way or the other. It would like stay in her brain until you got what you needed. It was just, that was her. That's why sometimes I call her a missionary, because she wouldn't rest. If it was something that she could do, she'd be doing it. So she was a hoarder in a sense, with a distribution method that always seemed to work. Nobody around her went without anything if she knew about it. But yeah, I'm out here walking and seeking the Lord about all this fantastic free time. Before I had a distribution deal in her head of how she wanted it and who it was going to and how long she kept it, easily her house could have wound up like that, but it didn't. Because she knew, and she was like, she'd take the stuff to him, or she'd be like, okay, come get it. Come get it. You got this amount of time. So, yeah, her house would have been that way. I think in her own head, she was just like, I want to help people, but I have a limit on how much I help them and how much my house could hold, because she had a little house. So she couldn't, as much as she got, it couldn't hold a lot. So yeah, she was just like, nah, come get it, because it's going. But yeah, I liked my job a lot. I liked the people a lot. I liked the convenience of it. I liked the fact that I was 5 minutes if I needed to go into the office. I liked the fact that I worked from home. I showed up and I showed out, and I appreciate all it taught me. It stretched me in every way, but in a good way. Only in a way that benefited me. It was a challenge to learn. But by the time I was let go yesterday, I was being called out in town hall meetings by the CEO. At one point in time, I was leading my division, my department in productivity. So, kiddo. So the way it ended, I'm just feeling the ways about it. I guess I'm mourning the loss of a good job, but I'm not mourning the loss of a good job in so much that there was something else I could have done for yesterday to not happen. It was going to happen. I did the best I could, and even though I'm kind of hurt, I walk away with a smile on my face, knowing that God has better for me. So there's no bitterness or anger or any of that sort of stuff. It's just sort of like the grieving process. I worked for a software company that was helping the automotive industry with their profitability margins. How, when you take your car to these dealerships, big dealerships, small dealerships, you would be able to use our software and things like that to be able to get better rates or get more uniform rates across the market. We would unify their rates to match the industry standard ones to make sure they were getting the optimal amounts as far as what they charged you. That's good for them, but kind of bad for us. But it kept everything, the software kept everything on a level playing field as far as, the big dealers from the small dealers. So it was good in that sort of thing. But that's what I'm leaving in God's hands. I don't know if I will be able to get that. I'm not quite certain. I pray so. I believe so. I was there 2 years. It wasn't a misconduct kind of thing, like, okay, you were stealing money. It wasn't anything like that. I wasn't up on the job knocking somebody in the head. Nothing just insanely crazy. That was not it. The culture of the company overall, starting earlier this year, I noticed a tone or a change to the tone of the town hall meetings and stuff. And I just noticed the company shifting. And I saw more and more and more people. Some I didn't know because they're in different states. But some I knew extremely well. Just all of a sudden, boom, they're not there. Boom, they're not there. I mean, it would be, on average, it would be 1 to 2 people every other month or every month. So I understood something was happening. But then how we did our jobs suddenly began to change. The freedom that we had and the empowerment that we had to do our jobs was slowly over time just being snatched. And we would have meetings every week, but none of that was being discussed until it was like landmines were being set up. But you didn't know they were landmines until you stepped on them and you got in trouble for it. So, the whole culture began to just become really toxic, hostile. And I hated that so much, and I did everything I could to keep going. Why does it look like I'm frozen? Am I frozen, y'all? Am I frozen? What's happening? I don't know. I'll try to come back, y'all. Oh, I'm good. Okay. My picture is frozen, so I was just wondering. To me, it's frozen. I don't know. Maybe it'll undo. But yeah, a lot of what was going on when I first started, there's a lot of changes that's happened from the beginning of this year up until now, and unfortunately, well, I wonder if I should come back out. Maybe I'll come back out because I won't. I feel strange not to be able to see anything. That is so odd. Let me come back out, y'all, and I will come right back. See if I can get my picture back.